question.
All the DJs say this one's on its way. Number one.
You're listening to from Studio 1A.
Addressing Gettysburg.
The popular podcast addressing Gettysburg.
Ew. Yes, sir.
Addressing Gettysburg.
Oh, exactly.
We're here again, Veronica.
We are indeed. You know, I was just looking over. What is your vape juice called? Grumpy something.
Grumpy old bastard.
Nice. Okay, that's appropriate. I never noticed that before.
Well, I never had it sitting out on the table before. Man. Well, let me tell you something, Veronica, here. Some exciting stuff. And one of them is here. I'm going to show the audience right now. I'm doing the job of Eric and me today, so
Yeah, let's see how this goes.
yeah, this should be fun. So forgive me if I don't look right at you all the time. But look at this, ladies and gentlemen. Phone number. We got a phone number. You can call in live. You can talk. You want to talk to us. You want to talk to any guests that we ever have. Absolutely 100% free, even though it's a toll call.
It's directly to your bank account.
Just goes.
I understand.
Yes.
Oh, what was that? I just heard a
that was
ding, ding. That was the first call. It must be going into the bank account right now.
That was my thing there. Cam is very excited. He was right on right away, and he was the first one to comment. He said, "Oh man, doing it tonight. Oh, you're doing it tonight," and immediately called on my phone, and I didn't answer it because my phone is hooked up to the phone that you're calling.
Gotcha.
It's a weird thing, but it's all, whatever. So I can actually take it. We can have like a few people on, I think, at once.
Oh, that'll be neat.
Yeah. So
Now, did you give it a dry run? Did you?
I did. I tested it today.
Cool.
Yeah. And finally got it working. I tried it last week, and I was having trouble with it, and then I finally was like, well, what if I did it this way? And it worked.
Works. Cool.
So, sometimes you just got to think on things for a while. I could have probably Googled it.
Or just asked Eric. And
No,
he would probably
Eric
figure it
had
out
no
immediately.
clue
I
what
don't
to
believe
do.
that.
No, he really
I got
did.
your back, Eric.
He'll be with me on this one. He if I teach it to him, he knows it. But that stuff, yeah. I actually had to call my friend Pete because on my old show we used the same program, and I was like, "How did you set it up on the last one?"
Yeah.
But it was different because it was a different board, and it's just all this technical nonsense,
Gotcha.
And of course, I Google it, and I actually did Google it, and there's nothing about how to get this phone service to work with this board, so I just had to do a lot of trial and error. Anyway, that's it.
Well, congratulations. I'm glad
Thank
you figured
you.
it out.
The
That
phone
should be-
number, in case you're interested, is 717-420-1978. The year I was born. Great year for the world. And because of that,
Sure.
that's what I'm saying. Because, we did have an oil crisis and all that other stuff back then. But whatever. So we had a great weekend, didn't we?
You know what we did? I'm actually still a little bit tired. To be 100% honest with you, it was just a really jam-packed weekend. So
What did you
with the
do?
heat. Well, Friday we were here, right? And then Saturday morning, first thing, I was lucky enough to participate in a tour of what we call Lost Avenue or
Right.
Neal Avenue. The Gettysburg Roundtable hosted a tour, and it was given by none other than legend Dean Schultz, right?
Yes.
The owner of the property, right, abutting Lost Avenue. He maintains it. He's a caretaker there. Just literally, I can't say enough about what a living legend he is. He's
I know.
just an
Did
asset
you
to this
talk to him for me?
Oh yeah. Oh no.
Oh God.
You asked after the fact. I didn't want to.
Oh, I did?
I talked to him for me. I went, hey Dean, can I get a picture? This would be awesome.
Can I get a picture?
Yeah,
I saw the picture.
Yeah, he's such a sweetheart.
And one of my favorite monuments is out there on Lost Avenue, and it's a
The
shame
Vermont
that
one.
yes,
Yeah, it's everybody's. It sounds like it was really cool.
it was a Maine one.
Oh, Maine. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Yeah, I said
yeah.
my fault.
7th Maine, I think.
My northern states, they all
They're
run
all the
together.
same.
Yeah.
It's no difference.
Yeah. My fault.
Yeah, so
really neat.
that's one of my favorites out there and everything. So anyways, you did the tour.
Did the tour.
And then...
It was hot.
It was hot.
You know, Dean is always raring to go. I mean, I think somebody said he's in his 80s,
Yep.
and you just...
Can't
There's a couple
stop him.
hills to get up there from his property, right? And he just pew, pew, pew. He was
Running up ahead of
everybody.
him with it, and
Yeah.
he's like, come on, slow pokes.
And the round table was under the impression everything would be done at noon. So, you know, it was about 20 till when we were up the very tip of the right of the Union Infantry,
right
the
flank.
marker
yeah.
there.
Yeah.
And the board members were like, well, we only have 20 minutes. We told everybody we'd be back by the cars and, you know, by noon and everything. He's like, well, a little bit more. And he took us off the beaten path and showed us a few more things. So it was.
Did you
yeah.
see the pile of rocks on the boulder?
Yeah, I did. That was
That's
pretty.
cool.
That was a
Did he-
neat
did he
story.
swear to
told us-
secrecy?
Yes. No
Yes.
pictures. No anything.
No pictures.
So,
Don't tell anybody about it. So that's all we're going to say.
Right. Yeah. Very neat
We've
story.
all been
though.
sworn. Yeah. Very cool. And then we went to the Pride Festival thing that was going on there.
In town. Yep. In the square.
Well, I see, but I had to go. Well, I didn't have to. Sorry, my phone. I didn't have to. Oh, damn it! Did I just hang up on the stupid thing? Hold on a second, ladies and gentlemen. I'm so sorry because these people call me. You know, they call me, and now I gotta go.
Unfortunately, no one is available now.
What are you
Please
talking
try
about?
back again.
Oh, that was that was the wrong number. That was the person who just called me.
Thank you for calling
You're
Call-In
welcome.
Studios
You're
host and
welcome.
call screener line.
Yeah, it's
Please
okay.
enter your
It's
show
okay.
or
It's
meeting
okay.
number and press pound.
This is, by the way, anybody out there who ever wants to get into podcasting and be like,
Enter your
associate
6-digit PIN
producers, technicians, give us a call. 01, okay.
Welcome, host.
You're
you
welcome.
are now in the host room
Okay.
and can manage your callers from the call-in.
Great, thank you. Shut up.
So how does that work? How do you like?
So
you don't
there's
get
a
caller ID
there's a
or something?
website.
Okay.
I call into I set up a show.
Yeah.
I call into a phone number, and then I leave the phone on. Okay.
Yeah.
And I have it plugged into the board.
Okay.
And then the website manages the call. So people call into the number. Then I see, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people in there, and I'll click on them, and then I'll.
But that's my question. How do you know who's calling? What if it's some?
Because it says right. Well, I don't know.
Right. That's so
what's.
there's no screening. It could just be anybody.
Well, you
calling?
can have screening, but that's like an extra charge,
Oh boy.
which will
This is gonna be
Well-
interesting when we get.
we'll see. It depends on how well behaved the audience is.
Maybe Carrie will call in. We'll see.
Carrie. Oh God. Yeah. Yeah. All right. So anyway, we went
So
to.
while I was doing the tour, I think you were doing something else first.
Yeah,
thing in the
I had to go
morning, right? You went
record with Lewis out on East
Well, even before
Cavalry
that,
Field.
Didn't you go to the farmer's market?
I went to the farmer's market.
Okay, so we each had busy days.
We all
Yeah.
did stuff. I got up and I went to the farmer's market, and it was fantastic.
Cool.
And I got a lot of, I didn't realize I needed to get more. I got a bag of like lettuce and spinach and a bag of watercress or whatever, and asparagus and a couple of, some squash and things like that. Cooked up the asparagus and the squash last night, got a big Tupperware bin, threw the salad stuff in there, and had some for dinner.
Okay.
And
You ate it all.
I ate the other half
already
for
gone.
lunch. It's already gone. And I'm
Yeah.
like, no, gee, that's not enough.
It's a long 7 days between farmers markets,
It
right?
is,
We learned
it
that with
is.
the dog treats. Jay went through those in about 3 days, and now he's like, where the hell are my dog treats? And we were like,
Poor
we
fella.
had to go on a tour on Saturday, so it's like 2 weeks for a dog treat.
Yeah, I know. And it's good stuff, though. I mean, I got my eggs
Yeah.
there with those really, that orangey yolk, it's got real flavor to it, farm raised.
Yeah.
Good stuff. I went over to the Weichert table from Weichert's farm where they have the eggs and everything. And like 2 weeks ago, I was there and I asked the woman if they have skirt steak, because you can't find skirt steak down here, and I don't understand why. But I love skirt steak, so I've been looking for it for 3 years.
Yeah.
So finally, she said, "Yeah, we do," and I'm like, "Oh, that's great." She gave me the card. I'm like, "I'll be out there and I'll come and get it." And I just got too busy and I didn't go out. Well, 2 weeks later, I go up to the thing to get more eggs, and she's like, "You didn't come and get your skirt steak." I'm like, "You remembered me?" I was so flattered,
Yeah.
She goes, "Everybody knows you. You are,
The guy that stiffs the farmer market.
exactly."
The vendors.
Exactly. The guy who doesn't pay at the farmer's market. You just say, "Oh, I'll be right back. I just want to walk around with this lettuce and see how it feels." But you guys fall for it, not me. But anyway, yeah. So I did that, and then I went to record with Lewis, and then we went to Blue and Gray.
Yep.
And we ate.
Yeah.
All we do is eat.
Well, that's true.
That's really all we ever do.
That's true.
We say we went to the Pride Festival, but really we just went and ate while the Pride Festival was going on.
Right. Well, we did. I mean, we did walk around and support our fellow community members.
We did?
We did. I don't know what you were doing.
Who did you walk
don't
with?
even remember being there, apparently, because you...
I was there.
Well, yeah. Well, we can get into that.
Well,
We
yeah,
have
let's
some
get into
special
that
guests.
now. We've got a couple of guests who were there with us. First of all, ladies and gentlemen, you've wait, I have to do my Eric job too here. So let me go all cameras. There we go. We've got with us Ross Hetrick, who you remember from Patreon. He was on Patreon talking about Thaddeus Stevens, and also someone who was on Patreon about a year or so ago.
Yeah, roughly. It was at the beginning of the pandemic, so just about.
The great Pearle Shannon, co-host of the Ugly Laughing podcast, which is a fun little podcast. And thank you guys for coming on. So, Ross? You had a table set up there, like a Thaddeus Stevens table. You will go anywhere to talk about Thaddeus Stevens,
Absolutely.
Correct?
Absolutely.
Right. There's no place you won't go.
Probably pay people to do it.
You would pay. Yeah, well, do it, man. So you go to do the table. How did it go? How did people?
Actually, we had the best reception of any sort of festival that we have participated in the last 20 years.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, that's great.
We got memberships, contributions. We sold a lot of these little booklets that we put out in 2018 for the 150th anniversary of the 14th Amendment, which includes a little commemorative coin, along with a little book about the 14th Amendment, which I guess we could go into it, how that's such an important amendment. And it's particularly important to the gay community because this is the amendment which legalized gay marriage and other things.
The 14th Amendment.
The 14th Amendment, which requires equal treatment under the law. And so they really liked that little book.
Yeah.
And it was a very welcoming crowd.
Yeah, it was. It seemed like a fun time. We weren't really there long, and it kind of seemed to be. Well, it wasn't fizzling out when we were there. It was just moving over to the Plowman Cider quadrant.
Right.
For the, I don't even know what was going. You were there though, weren't you?
Yeah. It
what was going on over
like
there?
a drag show, live DJ.
So like racing cars.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, with the best makeup you've ever seen. But there was a group there called the Golden Gays of New York City, and it was the Golden Girls, like that's what they based it off of, and they were incredible.
What did they do?
Well, they have the Golden Girls, like they base characters off of that, but then it's 3 people, and they will change out characters. So Judy Garland was there, Mae West, a new Andy Darling. It was his first time as Andy Darling, which was really fun.
Who's Andy Darling?
A drag queen.
Oh.
It was like an original new character that it was their first time performing drag as Andy Darling.
Gotcha.
So
Okay.
it was really cool. Yeah.
All right, and then we went walking to go to For the Historian to find some books, but they were closing just as we were walking.
Literally locking the door in our face.
It's really, like
that
literally
was our
in our
fault.
face.
I mean, it was our fault because it was like a little after 5, and they close at 5. So.
Well, we went to I had the food at Blue and Gray is so good. Have you that seared tuna? Oh, I could eat that forever. If I said any more, I'd have to charge them. But I mean, Blue and Gray food is really good. But anyway, so then we saw you there. We talked a little bit, and we had no memory of our
We have
conversation.
forgotten all of it. You and I have had a text conversation about what happened. We were both like, I don't know.
Yeah, we have no idea what the hell we talked about or anything like that. Which is great.
Yeah,
Because
it's really
I
great
rely
for
on
us.
everybody else in my life to remind me of what we've talked about. And if you forget, then we're in trouble.
It's over.
Yeah, but we're having a big party this week at your place, right?
We are, yeah. I realized that all of my friends in Gettysburg, sans an old relationship that I had and people that I have adopted as my moms are men over the age of 40. So we.
And you're how old?
I'm 21.
21.
So I have decided to have a like cigar and whiskey party at my house.
Because we like,
Because
cigar
all
and
of my
whiskey.
friends who are men over the age of 40 enjoy cigars and whiskey. So, which makes sense for me because I'm actually truly 62 years old with a bad back and everything. So
You've got the bad back.
I do. My chiropractor is afraid for me. Every time she cracks my back, she's like, "Are you okay?"
Really? Yeah. Why is your back so bad?
Just life. That's
Just life.
Yeah.
You're 21. Mine wasn't bad until I was 22.
An old 21.
Did you have an accident or anything?
No, but the first time I went in there, I like circled where it hurt, and she was like, "Did you get into a car accident?" And I said, "No."
Would you like
Just me.
fall down a staircase or something, or jump from a high height onto cement, or like what?
Nope.
You just
Sports?
do you have bad posture?
Well, yeah.
No, prior to the bad back.
Oh, no, not really.
So it
I did
wasn't-
gymnastics when I was a kid, but that was when I was like 6.
What, were
So
you like really into gymnastics, or was it just like the
for-
typical kid?
For like a year,
Yeah,
I was.
that doesn't count.
Yeah,
Can't be
exactly.
that.
So I just have a bad back.
I don't know. That stinks.
Anyway,
I've
Gettysburg.
lived with it for 40 years. Yeah. So anyway, Gettysburg. Well, anyway, let me see. A couple of other things to bring up before we get going with everything else is, I guess, monkey see, monkey do, because we had a new patron raise his pledge to 50 smackers a month. So thank you to Judah for doing that. That's since the last show when we had 2 people who I announced did it. You went on a ghost tour.
We did.
Oh yeah, so we're not even done with Saturday yet.
We're not done with Saturday.
So Saturday,
you punked us.
I
you just,
I
you
let. Well, I had dinner
obligations,
plans, and I
yeah.
went out to dinner and
After dinner with us.
By the way,
did you guys pick up on that? By the way,
it was a late lunch.
Oh, okay.
It was a late lunch.
And then
I had a
dinner.
salad.
That's true.
But
You
it
were
was
behaved.
caked in blue cheese
Right.
and
Plus your salad
seared
at home
tuna.
and, yeah.
Plus, no, that was today. So okay, so you and Eric and Katie decide that you're going to go on a ghost tour.
And we dragged
Oh,
Kathy.
and Kath.
Yeah, and took my
Yes.
mom.
So you go on a ghost tour Saturday night.
Yeah. So we went over to Reed Cider
Right.
House first, met there, and there was some live music, and kind of got a couple drinks into us, and we said, you know what, let's do a ghost tour. This ought to be fun. Like nobody really was taking it too seriously at that point in the evening.
Yeah.
And we went on a ghost tour. How can I? So for entertainment purposes, I think it was fine. I mean, I think it was, we goofed around with some of the other people that we run on the tour. There were a few people that might have been taking it seriously or more seriously than us, but it really wasn't. I don't even know. It was more just stories. I mean, nothing was really like, it certainly
Well, that's
wasn't
what
like,
it is.
yeah, I mean, yeah. And some of the stories were just not realistic. I mean, not plausible even. Like, for example.
Give me an example.
Okay.
Please.
So the tour route kind of went down Steinway and up past Jenny Wade House and over towards the orphanage and the cemetery and that kind of stuff. So
Yeah.
on the trip, when we stopped across the street from the Jenny Wade House, for example, the story was that the tour guide got into a little bit of the actual history of who Jenny Wade was, what the significance of the McClellan House was. Georgine was pregnant, had the child, yada yada, and then Jenny was there helping out and was the only civilian killed during the battle. So she didn't. The tour guide wasn't saying that Jenny was the ghost. The tour guide was saying that Jenny's father, who Eric and I were trying to figure out would have ever been or had any reason to have been by the
Wasn't
McClellan.
he at the?
He was already at the
in
Alms
Philly?
House.
Oh, he was at
He
the
was
Alms House.
already at the
this
Alms
point.
House
Okay.
when the war broke out, as far as I know. Tim, that's why we would have loved to have Tim
Yeah.
Smith, right? But he was already at the Alms House, and my understanding is he pretty much died at the Alms House. So he would have never even had.
Right, because he went to
was
Eastern
committed.
State Penitentiary first,
Right.
then came back, and
the
then
family
she
had
had him
committed.
committed.
Right. So
Right.
why he would have
Because-
haunted that particular house when he had no connection.
Because the ghost world doesn't make sense.
The other one is another story was, we stopped at the cemetery, can't be in the cemetery, so you stop on the outside of the cemetery, and one of the stories from super afar was, hey, Richard Nixon's
Richard Nixon's, yeah.
great-grandfather's buried in there. And, it's been said that you can still see a figure visiting the grave, and it's Richard Nixon that's visiting his grandfather's grave, and I'm like, what?
See, this is what drives me nuts about the ghost stuff.
And there's some truth, right?
No,
It is a truth
but
that in the
there's-
Ohio
there's
section, a relative of Richard Nixon was buried. That's
Yes.
true, right? He suffered a pretty horrible, agonizing death by all
That's not what
accounts.
bothers me.
But
What bothers
adding
me
the goofy
is
stuff
this
in is
idea
like-
of a travel agency in the afterlife. Like where did
There you go.
Richard Nixon die? California? Okay. So Richard Nixon dies in California and he's in the afterlife and he's like, I want to see my grandfather. And so he goes to his grave. Why are you going to his grave?
Right.
You're with him in heaven.
That's right.
Yeah.
So what and like I was doing a ghost TV show years ago. This is what made me want to get into it. Not ghost television. And we went out to the show was called Mysterious Journeys. And it's about all these haunted places, and so we did, 3 or 4 of the big ghost stories in this area. And one of them was out at the Daniel Lady Farm.
Okay.
And we went out there. They've got some handprints on the floor, in blood, right? So we go out there. I won't say which ghost tour it was that was affiliated with the show, but the ghost tour brought out a medium. I don't remember what her name was. And she's got her little divining rods, and she's sitting there. And we're all sitting in the not the crew, but everybody on the show was all sitting like Indian style in this room around this bloody handprint. And she's got her rods, and they're moving, and she goes, oh, the sorrow, and like she's feeling it all and everything like that. And she finally says, I'm getting a name. Trumbull? Is there a Trumbull? And then the ghost tour guy goes, do you mean Trimble? Yes, Trimble. Yes, he was an important man. He goes, yes, he was a general. And she goes, yes, he's here. Well, Trimble didn't die here, and he didn't die in the Daniel Lady Farm.
Oh, interesting.
So that's when I was like, wait a second, the afterlife has a travel agent. Because they also claim to have seen Robert E. Lee around here, and it's like, why would these people be around here?
Right.
But it's people want to see. Have you ever done a ghost tour? What's your name? Pearl.
Well, you tell me. We can't remember our interactions, so that's a good question.
Have you ever done a ghost tour? Tram is what I said. Tram.
Tram. I have not. I have done one ghost tour in my life, and I ran so far.
You got scared?
I was 7.
Oh.
And it was in a basement.
It was in your basement?
No, it was not in my basement.
Oh, it was a
in
basement.
a basement that was just dirt, and then there was bars on the window, and I saw the bars, and I said, no, and so I ran.
I don't. How about you, Ross? Have you done that?
No, I had a lot of problems with ghost tours and people believing in ghosts. And, your travel
Go
agents,
on.
they probably just use the internet to book their passage.
Oh, right. Bookings.com or
Right,
something.
Booking, yeah,
Expedia.
Yeah. That's much more. I mean, you,
Pat, how do I use this internet?
but you
I want
brought
to see
up-
my grandfather in Gettysburg.
That's a great impression, by the way. I mean, it's interesting that they are all wearing clothes too. I mean,
Oh, that's the other thing.
why wouldn't ghosts be naked?
Exactly.
Because clothes don't die.
Or why wouldn't they look like something else? Because it's a spirit. It's not, a person. It's like the clothes is another thing that bothered me. And you could tell he was wearing period clothing because you were drunk and it was a reenactor. That's why. Yeah, I've gone on a few of them. I've always been dragged on them, And there was one that we went on, and one of the stops was over by the football field. Cemetery Hill, and the guy, and I'm pretty sure he's not here anymore, so I don't feel bad about mocking him. But we called him Voulez-Vous because he at one point stopped to talk about the Louisiana Tigers charge at the field. And then began to because he went to Louisiana State, and so he said, in honor of them, I'd like to sing, our alma mater. And he takes off his hat and puts it to his chest and turns his back to us to sing out onto the field, and he's singing some song in French. But the only song in French that we ever knew was Lady Marmalade. So. So we would say when we would tell the story, he would say, we'd get to the point where he goes, and then he turned around and said, "Voulez-vous coucher avec moi?" And so his name became Voulez-Vous. But that That one I was on, and it was like a family reunion that I had planned. So I had family from Virginia come up, and friends and family from New Jersey came down, and so we were all toasted, my friends and I, because we were like 23 or something. And so this guy starts singing, and our one friend, who's like a grown child to this day, he just starts giggling. And then, of course, this like chain reaction of giggling goes down the line. And my uncle was there, and he's a rather a man of few words, and he just like turned around and looked at us, and the look on his face was words enough. So, but yeah, it's look, they're entertainment, and I don't want to knock people's businesses. So we're not singling any one of them out.
No.
Can I just we had this conversation the other night. I think we had this conversation the other night at the Farnsworth house.
Which means we didn't have it.
Which
for the
means-
record. It wasn't me.
Somebody totally different.
Or a ghost.
That's true.
I think we all have seen this. I think we can all relate to this. You have a tour of 30 people, let's say, ghost tour of 30 people in a semicircle blocking the entire sidewalk. So that when you're walking on the sidewalk, you have to walk out in the street. Right. This isn't a fluke. This isn't a once in a while thing. This is every freaking night.
It happened on our tour. There were two women coming down the hill, and they had a dog. And the way everybody was, I mean, I don't know what the limitations on these tours are supposed to be. I would easily say we had at least 25 people in our group. I didn't count every single part, but it was a lot because we actually broke into two groups when we all got there for the certain hour tour. One guide went one way, our guide took us the other way, and we were kind of by O'Rourke's in the back.
Yeah.
Coming down the hill, these two women with a dog had to, because, and in fairness, I don't know if the guide saw them coming down the street, but she had her back towards the street. Everybody else was looking at her.
Mm-hmm.
We just happened to be on the end down by the gas station facing up the hill watching her. So we saw them and we were able to get out of the way. But people don't even see. They're paying attention to the person they paid money to be entertained.
Right.
And they're not looking for, but those folks had to walk into the street. And yeah, I know exactly.
Yeah, and I think, I'm not sure, but I believe it used to be, it might have changed, but I think 30 was the limit,
Okay.
I think.
Well, this was pushing it, for sure.
And I think it explicitly says that you cannot block pedestrian traffic on the sidewalks.
I will give you this pass. It was definitely you and I, because we were sitting at the Farnsworth house the other day just relaxing, and across the street there was a guide right at the intersection of Lefevre. I mean, on the sidewalk that's kind of curved down for handicapped accessibility on both sides. Had a group of was some people.
There were people.
Yeah, there were people, and it was a big group, and they were blocking both ways across Baltimore and across Lefevre. If anybody were coming from either of those two ways,
right.
You just wouldn't have been able to get up on the sidewalk
You go across Baltimore Street in that crosswalk, and you barely get across with your life, and now you got to push through all these people before you even get up over the curb.
Right, you just take them into the park or something.
Yes, why couldn't you take them into the park?
I don't understand.
I don't understand it either. But yeah, look, I don't want to be this guy, that starts calling the cops and reporting these people, because I'm sure there's plenty of
the police
people that do it.
I mean, they drive around town. They have marked cruisers throughout the night just driving around. They have to see.
You know what we need are the people that live on these streets to look out their window and start complaining, because I remember when I first lived here up until 2010 that this was an issue, and it's turning into the Wild West again. Yeah. And I think they even I think council, my history might be fuzzy on this, but I think council came up with a specific type of a permit for this type of thing, because they were having 80 people and they're out into the street and everything. It was dangerous. Yeah. But I was walking with well, it doesn't matter who it was, I can't remember anyway, but I was walking with some people one time, and there was a group of us, and we came across one of these ghost tours by the Rupp House, and we couldn't get around them. We had to go into the road. Yeah. Another time, same tour, not same tour, but same group, tour company, I guess. Different night, I'm walking by myself. In front of me is a couple with a woman pushing a stroller. The woman pushing the stroller had to go out into the road around this group of people, and not one person saw this and said, "Hey guys, let's move in. Let's let these people through." Yeah. The guide didn't see that. I don't know.
Our buddy Matt Shapinski said he heard a new one. Apparently, one of the tours is telling people that the outhouse over next to Buddy Boy Winery, over kind of behind Hoofin and Fowl, that little complex back in there.
Yeah.
But
Oh, yeah.
Has a ghost of a small boy inside. Now, I've actually heard the folks at Hoofin and Fowl tell a story that their bathroom within Hoofin and Fowl is haunted by George, this ghost. And interestingly enough, on Saturday, right across the street at the inn of 1863, supposedly their ghost is named George as well. So I don't know if there's just an overwhelming amount of George ghosts in Gettysburg or what.
It's a popular name.
I guess. Yeah.
Makes it easier when you have to call them for dinner. You just say, George,
They all come running.
They all come in.
Behave now.
Well, I used to work at not for Hoofin and Fowl, but I used to work and hang out at a restaurant that was there years ago. And there were claims of shadow people in the basement and everything. And I had been there, like, closing, like the last person on. And the basement is creepy. And there were times where I thought out of the corner of my eye, I saw like the shadow of like a foot going up the stairs or something, hiding behind the wall or whatever the hell it was. But then I remember that I'm made of organic material and my eyes sometimes, just do things. Like right now I'm seeing floaters. So, your eyes just do things.
I mean, listen, I'm gonna be the one that stands out here because I always like to argue with you. I know that you don't believe in ghosts. You just said that you don't. No. I don't know what you feel. Yeah. I think that ghost tours are an excellent source of entertainment.
I agree.
And I think that I think that absolutely spirits are real and energy is real and people can see it, and that's not what ghost tours are about, though. Ghost tours are not about like, oh well, here's a little bit of truth and let's do the story. It's entertainment.
It is entertainment.
And I respect that.
What bothers? Go ahead, Ross.
Yeah. What is? I agree with you, but here in Gettysburg, it is like a very historic town, just not the battle. You could have all of these historic tales walking around, but nobody's interested in that.
Yeah.
They're interested in this made-up stuff.
Yeah, exactly, which is frustrating.
And Veronica, you brought up a point once where the true stories are horrific enough if you want scary horror and all that. I don't know. You're right. It is entertainment. The problem for me is, and Ross, I think you might get what I'm saying here, is that people are coming here enthusiastically for the haunted aspect of everything, and they're thinking they're getting history. They don't go on an actual historic tour with a licensed guide or anything like that. They go on these tours, and the person, I've heard the spiels that these people give, I've been a historian for 20 years, and I love reading about, well, then why aren't you
telling history?
But right. Why aren't you getting the history right? Number one. Number two, why are you doing this instead of doing something in the actual history field?
Yeah.
So
I mean, listen, it might be like a survival job or something because I respect ghost tours and the entertainment value, but I also think that there's something to say for not taking the ghost tours as people with psychic abilities, ooh, look at this, because that's not at all.
No.
If you just run the numbers from a purely capitalist point of view about these businesses, right? Say every tour is $10.
Yeah.
I mean, on a Friday, Saturday, Sunday night, like I'm saying, we had a 1 hour tour in one of the several time slots this particular agency offered tours, and on that time slot there were 2 tours that were full going out at the same time. Say even say a conservative number, there were 20 people on our tour.
Yeah.
That company just made $200 for that hour, right? I don't know what they're paying the tour guide, but they make tips too. I mean, you want to hear some stories? I'll tell you some stories for $10. Yeah, sure, let's go. I'll take your so to that extent, I don't fault them for
no.
Transformers, more than meets the eye.
No, I don't fault them for it either. And that's the thing is I'm very uncomfortable with this conversation because I don't want to come off like we're bashing anybody's business. We're not. It's just look, whether we're saying it here in public or everybody else is talking about it in private all around town, the fact remains that you're blocking the sidewalk.
Yeah.
Number one, you're blocking the sidewalk.
I do want to say one thing.
Yes, go ahead.
I don't know why anybody would be scared of ghosts. I have never, ever heard of a ghost killing anybody. Now, I've heard of real people killing
There you go.
lots of people, so we should be a lot more afraid of real people.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's a good point.
But that goes,
You're right.
that goes back to the point about the frustrating thing from my personal point of view, and I'm not speaking on behalf of the show or anything like that, but personally, there are so many legitimate stories to tell here. Just tell why not incorporate those into your, one of the examples that I can give is, faulty information the comment was made that there were 51,000 people that were dying or had died after the battle, right? And that's not like the 20,000 that were actually here dying and or dead after the battle is good enough. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't think you need to embellish.
So wait, the tour said that there was 51,000 people
dying or dead soldiers that were here
that's
after
what I'm
the battle.
talking
That's what I'm saying. Like,
and that's why they're not
just
allowed
tell
on the national park.
Right.
Yeah.
Or something as simple as, if the history just says George Wade would have never been at that location, right? Like, just something.
Don't tell the story.
Why include it? Just say to Jenny or something. I don't know.
Well, maybe I'm right. Maybe there is a travel
maybe there
agent.
is. Yeah. Anyway,
I don't know.
All right,
Well, we got our first call here, so let's take our first caller. This is very exciting. 5901, you're on the air. Hello.
I go away for one fucking week and you fill the studio?
Oh, well, there's a bit of a delay there, Eric. Hello, Eric. Welcome. Welcome. How are you?
You go away and the studio is still
just sitting by the
standing.
pool.
Sitting by the pool. Very nice. We're sitting in the air conditioner.
That's nice. I think the pool's better though.
What's up?
So what's all this nonsense I hear about ghost tours and whatnot? You're crying about the sidewalks being blocked.
That is correct. We don't like having to make women with strollers walk in the middle of Baltimore Street on a busy Saturday night.
Yeah, sure. I agree with that. I don't know. I kind of caught it a little bit late.
Well, so we were talking about your ghost tour that you went on with Veronica on Saturday.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
I didn't hate it. I had a good time.
Oh yeah.
Oh no, she didn't hate it.
No, it was fun.
There were some things that were like that were factually like a little bit shaky.
Mm-hmm.
And I know Veronica, you and I talked about the 51,000 number right afterwards. But I think that's I don't know. I think that's people getting confused.
Yeah.
Or having a misconception about what actually counts as a casualty, because nobody ever remembers that, the captured dude, they count.
Right.
Anyway. Yeah.
That's
I'm
it?
going to go back into the pool.
He just wanted to curse us
Oh,
out.
okay, well. Thank you. Thanks for calling in, Eric. At least we know the phones work now.
Just talking about.
Well, yeah, absolutely.
All right. Enjoy the pool. I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.
Talking about the sidewalk, maybe what should be done is the people who are blocked by these crowds should start going, gangway! Gangway!
I like that idea.
And, maybe if enough people do that,
Maybe
they'll
we should
respect us.
Maybe we should organize like a bar crawl or something, and we go through all their routes, and it's just a bigger group of people that just go gangway, and we push them out into the roads.
You drown out the tour guide, stuff like that.
Gangway, there's going to be 52,000 dead here. Anyway, those of you who are listening, if you want to call in, 717-420-1978. Let's see what some of these comments are. We got a lot of comments here. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen, I've got to go all the way back up to the top here. Okay, hey gang, hello Eric. No, Eric's not here, but hey Martin Husk, how are you? Hey, going to have me back on, give a talk about my trip. Yeah, Cameron. No, it's not the Cameron show, all right? Relax. Matt, I had a little free time early Saturday morning and took your advice and went to see Cody Aish at the Seminary Museum and went up to the cupola. Had a great time. It is a must-see for people. That is true, Richard Snyder. Everybody should go out to the seminary. I guess this is when we were talking about what was the Golden Girls thing called?
Golden Gaze in New York.
The Golden
City.
Gaze, B. Arthur. Yeah, Will Thomas saw B. Arthur.
She was great. I loved her.
Oh, yeah?
I met her before she went on, and they were both, her and Mae West, incredible.
That's awesome.
Incredible. Follow them all on Instagram.
Will Thomas makes another good point. Nixon in heaven is a stretch.
Never thought of that.
Okay, count the money, count the money. It's D. Monet, Christopher Elliott. It's D. Monet. Some of them are far-fetched. Well, ladies and gentlemen, somebody call in now if you want, before we move on to our next topic. Somebody call in if you have a ghost tour story or a ghost story that you think is ridiculous. I was in Providence a while back and was told that the ghost of Edgar Allan Poe is often seen riding in a carriage. Didn't he die in Baltimore?
Yes, he did.
What the hell's he doing in Rhode Island? You know
In
what?
a carriage. Duh.
I think
he lived in Richmond and West Point.
I think I'm right.
I don't think
Okay.
Rhode Island.
Okay, listen.
There is
I'm gonna
there
be the
is a
Parker
travel
Cooper
agent.
Again. There is maybe a travel agency, but I also think that there's something to say for energy. I don't know if that is right, but I think that there's also like if somebody spends when I die, I would expect some of my energy to be in North Carolina with my childhood home
Because you lived
because I spent 21 years of my life there. But
All right.
then I would also
Answer this for me then. Okay, on the subject of energy. Okay, right. Yeah, let's.
This is
get
this
right
is the
in on it.
bullying of what's
Here we
coming
go.
at now.
Okay,
All
on the
right.
subject of energy. You lived in North Carolina, you live in New York, you live all over the place, right? At different points in your life. I lived in Virginia, I lived in New Jersey, I lived here,
Right.
Mars, and
I expect you to be on Mars.
yeah.
That would be very nice. I would never
Well,
have to
that's where
see
I
you
started.
Again. Okay, good.
so. Okay, I leave energy around. I get what you're saying there,
Right.
but I've also heard that people who believe that there are soldiers on the battlefield still and everything like that. And I say to these people, I say to them, are you religious? Do you believe in God? And they say yes. And I go, okay, then how would God not take the suffering person into his bosom? Instead, he makes him roam these fields for eternity. And they say, no, it's just residual energy. And I go, okay. So, like,
I think you've
you
answered your
die in a
question.
horrible way, and it's a traumatic death, and then you leave, like an energy snapshot, right?
Okay.
You're like, oh no, the bullet's coming at me. And then, and every once in a while, the certain atmospheric whatever maybe makes it so that your energy comes back and people see you going. Is that how you take the energy thing?
I hope nobody ever sees you do that again. That's what I hope. Yeah, I mean, like, there's something to be said for energy in traumatic experiences, right? Like, it doesn't necessarily mean that your moment, your life is caught up in that snapshot of a moment. But I think that if you die a traumatic death, there is going to be energy that is left there that might have a connection to you if you believe in afterlife or anything like that.
Here's what I think, Pearl. I think
what do
all
we
this
think?
stuff about energy and, we stay where we lived and all that stuff is kind of arrogant of us.
Okay.
I think we just go in the ground.
Okay.
That's about
Well,
it.
You can think that.
Let me make a.
I'm going to give you permission.
Let me make a real controversial statement.
go.
Okay. Here we go.
If there is an afterlife, if I die and I find out there's an afterlife, I'm going to be really pissed.
Why?
Because all the pictures of this is that you're able to see what's happening down there, and that would tear me up because people wouldn't be doing what I think they should be doing, and I'd be completely powerless to do anything about it.
You can't yell at them. You can't
That's
say
right.
anything.
Right.
Well, that's another thing too. Is like, what if there is an afterlife and you get to look over your loved ones?
Yeah.
I don't want to see what my loved ones are doing. I don't want them seeing what I'm doing. There's a reason my door is closed and my shades are drawn.
Well, I think you have that choice. I don't think that it's just like you see all seeing.
Yeah. maybe at first when they first die and they miss us, they go, well, let's see what Matt's. Oh no! And then they go, I'm
Never
never.
mind. We don't want it anymore.
Never going back there.
Yeah, he's wasting my money. Goddamn money.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's
Exactly,
it.
yeah.
Wasting the money. John Pinkerton says, listen, my family owns a funeral home for over 60 years. Many employees work there. We basically lived there when my dad had to be called in to embalm. My brother and I would have to sleep in the bedroom upstairs. And I will tell you, we have seen some stuff. Yes, from the fumes from the formaldehyde, you got high and you hallucinated things. Because here's another thing. They didn't die in the funeral home.
Right.
That's
Why
right.
would they
Well,
be
again,
upset about
travel
being in a
agent.
funeral
That is, okay, big thing. Where do most people die?
At home.
In hospitals.
In a hospital.
Not in homes.
Well,
not in
over
hospitals.
time, but if you go way back to the beginning of time,
Yeah,
don't
but I'm
forget
talking
we're not
now.
just
Nowadays, most people die
I
in
see what you're
hospitals.
saying. I see what you're
You know?
saying.
And so why aren't hospitals haunted?
They are. Absolutely. Listen, listen, I was homeschooled and my mom worked in hospitals and nursing homes, and not only did I see some things that probably a 4-year-old shouldn't have seen in terms of nursing home stuff, but absolutely I think just are haunted.
Okay, I have a question. Why is it that now I'm 67 years old
Because
and I
time
have
goes on.
I have never, ever seen a ghost?
Would you like me to actually answer that, or
Sure.
Okay.
why not?
I think that there are people. If people believe in spirits, they're more likely to be open to not like just being like, oh, well, that was just a stupid shadow, something, whatever.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
if you have the mindset of, it's kind of like the old saying of think it and it'll happen, or believe it'll happen, or whatever.
Build it and they will come.
So you have to believe
sure.
in ghosts to see ghosts.
Well, no, you just have to not absolutely shut it down, because I have met so
Be
many.
open to it is what she's saying.
Exactly. I'm
you
not
have to
saying
be receptive.
Well, I'm not saying that you have to like believe that there's ghosts beside you or whatever, but I'm saying if you think that like, okay, maybe just maybe there's an afterlife, then it's going to be a little bit more open, except for what you do of like, oh, it's shadows, it's stupid. No.
This makes sense, Pearl. It's kind of like you'll never see a shooting star if you don't look to the sky. Like you have to be.
That's the best thing you've said all day.
I'm capable of them. I just choose not to say them.
Look at you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway,
but is that like so? Yeah, you have to be receptive. Like I can't get a radio station if
If you don't turn the radio
receiver is not on.
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay. I don't know.
We can get off the subject now.
Yeah, but I don't have to believe in a shooting star to see a shooting star.
Well, that's true. There is no leap of faith. Well, but except we call it a shooting star, and it's not really a star, but people believe it's actually a star. Well, children do.
Wait.
And my
Fairies,
cousin.
they're fairies.
Wait, go back.
What? And Veronica.
Hang on, wait a second.
Wait a minute.
Still waiting for a ghost story. Somebody call in and defend ghosts to me, and we're going to move on.
Yeah,
in the
I need
meantime.
a buddy here. I mean, really. You guys are just leaving me out on my own.
To be on your side, majority of people believe in ghosts, so you're
I
in good
appreciate
company. We're the minority there. Yeah.
No, and I appreciate you guys being receptive to me bullying you into possibly believing ghosts. So.
Look, I would love to believe. I really would.
Yeah.
I would love to believe in anything. Like I would love. No, I believe in things, but I would love to believe in ghosts. And I live in the most haunted town in the United States. So allegedly, and I've been in places where horrific things happened and people died and nothing. And nothing. I've been out in the battlefields back when you were allowed to go past dark.
Yeah.
Out till 10, and nothing. I had to fake ghost pictures just so that I could come back and say I saw a ghost.
So you wanted to believe, huh?
I did. But go ahead, Pearl. Go ahead.
Well, I was gonna say, that's not you.
Go ahead.
No.
Well, don't get flustered.
The only thing that is standing in the way of you wanting to believe in them is you.
Of course.
So work on yourself, Matt. Is
The
what I'm
only
saying.
thing standing in the way of me and six-pack abs is me.
Is you. We're gonna go on a life journey together of salads
There
and
you go.
ghost tours.
Yeah, there it works.
Yeah.
Salads and ghost tours.
Maybe if I did that, maybe if I eat salads and I go on ghost tours every night, all that
That's not-
walking
that's
will
not gonna
help me
work.
lose weight. No.
Yeah, well, the
but
ghost
it won't
tours
give me
maybe.
the abs,
it won't,
but
and it won't show you the ghosts, but it's
No.
It'll be a good exercise for you in
Yeah.
in acceptance.
Okay. I think we've beaten the.
No calls. Really?
I think we've beaten the dead to death enough. Let's see here. The second law of a bunch of just hold on a second. The second law of thermodynamics.
Yeah.
Energy is lost when performing any activity. If ghosts are real, they would quickly become extinct using their energy trying to scare you.
This guy's trying to be scientific.
Wow. Yeah, really.
And also, who says that ghosts are trying to scare you?
Right. We're just scared by the ghosts.
You're just a little baby.
I hear that. I hear that.
If I ever did see a ghost, I would try to talk to them. Say, well, what were you doing here? Where are you from?
Right. What do
was
you
your
need? Like, can we
occupation?
do something to let you
Yeah.
rest in peace? Like, what do you?
Yeah,
what do you need?
what's
That's
the
something
point?
really
You know?
important.
What's your
that's,
address?
That is something that's really
Who's your
important. is
travel
trying to help. Yeah. Could I get the number
Well,
for a travel
that happens
agent?
to coincide with my shitting my pants story.
What?
I don't know.
I hate you guys.
But
All right, no,
but
wait,
people
I'm sorry, I ruined
but
that.
people see these ghosts and, like maybe they fall back asleep or something like that. I mean, they just, they never seem to approach these ghosts to interview them.
No, you're right.
I mean, I would, being a former reporter, I say, hey, I could do a story on this.
Yeah.
That's a good point. Well, where's your curiosity?
Yeah.
Right. You just want to sit there and go, I saw a ghost. And then here's the other thing. This is what drives me nuts with these ghost stories. Okay. So my wife and I, we was out in the battlefield, right? We was out there by the picket charge, and then no one else was there. We didn't see nobody. Couldn't hear nobody. All of a sudden, heard boom, boom, ba-boom. I looked around, nobody was there.
Okay.
I hate you guys.
The nobody was there thing,
Right.
and then we heard booms. This is another question I have.
Okay.
Are
Find your words. If you're gonna ask me this question,
if I shoot a cannon,
if you shoot a cannon,
anybody, you shoot, I shoot, anybody shoots a cannon.
okay.
Does that cannon have a spirit and an energy that it leaves behind? And now that I'm hearing Civil War cannons, or could it be that I'm a tourist who doesn't know that there's a quarry 3 miles that way, and that's probably the boom, boom, boom that I heard?
I mean, I think that in specific cases, that it's going to be a car backfiring. And
Yeah.
that's
Right,
it.
right.
But I also think that, we're talking about energy. They died traumatically doing the thing, having a battle, right? So if your theory is true about you're caught in a snapshot, it would make sense that they're firing off a cannon and then they get killed, right?
Right.
So if they have enough energy to do that, then that might be something that happens. Just like if you hear a rebel yell or bagpipes or drums or flutes or anything like that, or feet marching, right? So there's not, it's...
No, don't get frustrated, Pearl. You just reminded me of a time 2 years ago, I believe it was, probably around this time of year. My friend Pete and I went walking down into Rose's Woods along the old electric trolley track or trolley bed. And we were doing a Instagram live video, and everybody, of course, stupidly I do this, and then everybody's like, "Oh, well, let's find some ghosts. We're gonna prove to you that ghosts are real," and and they know how I feel about ghosts.
Yeah.
So we go in there, and it had just rained. It was like very humid and everything. So we're like, okay, we're gonna turn off the flashlight, and we're just gonna listen. So we turn off the flashlight, and we listen. And you know how like when water accumulates on a leaf and then eventually it's too heavy and the leaf lets it go? So that happened way up high in a tree, and that drop of water, because it wasn't raining anymore, but it had just rained, that drop of water landed on a bunch of leaves on the ground and made a noise and scared us. And then so we said, okay.
That's what you get.
Yeah.
That's
We're
what
like,
you get.
okay, that was just a drop of water. Okay, let's try it again. Shh. Get quiet. And then we hear a bugle. And it was either, I can't remember what it was. It was taps. Playing taps. And the people in the audience hear it. And they go, oh, see, there's a bugle, it's a ghost. It's like, and Pete and I are like, because, we're skeptics. And so we're sitting there looking at each other like, holy shit, there's witnesses now. Like, we can't deny this. And then I listen a little closer. And he goes into the Boogie Woogie Bugle Boy of Company B. No, he didn't do any of that. But I listened a little closer, and I could recognize the tone is actually a trumpet. It's not a bugle.
Yeah.
And it's too well played, right?
Yeah.
And I'm also thinking, why would Civil War soldier ghosts be playing taps?
Taps, yeah.
Here at this particular place. It just didn't make any sense to me. And then I realized that I've seen many dorks dressed in uniforms.
Yep.
With trumpets or bugles on Little Round Top,
dorks.
which was right up
Excuse
ahead of
me.
us. What?
Like dorks.
Well, they're in uniform, and they're
Like
out
you don't
there.
wear that hat every single day.
I do, but that's branding. That's branding.
Like I didn't see you in a kepi at the Blue and Gray the other day.
You did, but that's part of the branding. Yeah, I'm the king of the goddamn dorks. Okay.
I hate you guys.
Yeah. So. Well, I don't go and whatever. It's not the point. The point is that it's someone standing on Little Round Top, blowing taps out over the valley, and we're down in the valley.
Yeah.
And that's where the sound was coming from. But nobody watching the video wanted to believe it. It was like, no, that's a ghost. That's a ghost. I don't know. I think people just want to believe it.
Oh, yeah, they do.
Yeah.
They really do want to believe.
And that's all
the
right.
other thing. I mean, like the old adage, if a tree falls in the forest when no one's around, does it make a sound kind of thing? I mean, if there's really like a haunted spirit, why are more people not actually seeing them or hearing them or being caught attention to or anything like that? Or why is it just like random? Obviously, the ghost tour is a commercial enterprise, right?
Yes.
So, like, you can't demand up a spirit on demand, right? Like, you can't say, okay, look in that window at 7 o'clock. The guy always, like, shows up in the window kind of thing.
Yeah.
But if the spirit is there because there's some kind of trauma or there's some kind of longing or whatever, why wouldn't they want more attention called to them? Why wouldn't they there's an 8:30 tour coming up the street for us. Let's be in the window when they come past. Like we'll make sure that they believe in us.
Right.
I mean,
because what else are we gonna do?
Yeah, it's pretty boring afterlife.
Yeah.
Just sit around playing harps.
I have a response for that. If you were trying to communicate with somebody, like put yourself right, you are trying to communicate with somebody who cannot see you and doesn't know that you're there, whatever. Would you come up to a random group and be like, "Hey, help me," and then have them be like, "Stupid shadow person," or are you gonna come up to somebody who believes in you and you're like, "Hey, I know that you believe in me. Please help me." Like I wouldn't want to come up to you.
But let me counterpoint that because this is the same problem I have with miracles, with like religion and stuff, right? So, on our, for example, on Saturday night, say 20 people were on the tour. I can promise you at least one of them believed. So why wouldn't that ghost show itself to that one or at that particular time so that all the other 19 people can be like, "Oh my God, we did see it. That's really wild," and try to change our opinion.
Answer. I know why. I know why. Because that person already believes. And anybody who knows that person already believes probably think that person is a lunatic. So
I'm saying if a ghost is real, why wouldn't they
I
then
know,
be in the
because
window
nobody
to
would
try to...
believe that person. However, what I think the ghost should do, which would be more effective, is they go to a guy like me and they make themselves very obvious. Right. And that way, because everybody knows, right? Everybody knows that I don't believe in this crap.
You should know this. This is something that everybody in the world should know. That Houdini, greatest escape artist of all times, proved there was no afterlife.
Yep.
Okay. So you're familiar with the story.
I know the story, yep.
Yeah. Basically, he said, as the greatest escape artist,
It's okay. Keep going.
So the handle turning, I was like, see? You guys are going to see.
What's up, Jess? What key? Oh, I don't remember where it was. That's not for the boxes. Oh, it's in the key box. Jessie Weedleton has just walked in. She's looking for money. It's in the key box. It would be a small little black key. See, the key box is the one with the blue tape. Yeah, it's in there. Yeah, I know, because it shouldn't be on that door.
Very
That's
secure.
why.
Correct.
It's a
Yeah.
terrible place to put that
Foolproof.
thing.
Now everybody knows, too.
I know.
I mean, really.
I know.
A lot of people don't realize he was, besides being the greatest escape artist, he also went around debunking spiritualists
Yeah.
all the time. And he said that he made an arrangement that if there was an afterlife, he would contact his wife with a code, and after he died, amazingly enough, on Halloween night, they would hold seances every year, asking for his spirit to give him the code, and he never did.
Never did.
Well, there's also something to say about spite. Like, if he didn't believe it, he'd be like, nah, shut up, you're not going to get a code. I know you would do that.
Yeah.
You would
I'd
be
be
like,
like-
haha, stupid. Like,
I think he would be a, honest enough person to say, yeah, I was wrong. There's an afterlife, and.
I'm sorry. You couldn't find it, Jess?
I don't have any money in my box.
Oh, did he say there was going to be some?
You write a check every week?
Oh, Jesse, give him a call. That's what I would do. I would be like, well, let's see. I didn't like how she, always called me names. So now
How she
I'm
bullied
going to
me.
make her look like a fool in front of the world
exactly.
and
Then
not
you're gonna
show up.
No, what you would do is you would start playing this live just out of the blue and be like, yeah, stupid,
Yeah.
not here.
Oh, man. I don't
Talking
know.
about Houdini still?
Yeah, Houdini, yes.
Maybe
Absolutely.
you're talking about the person who came in looking for some money.
Hard to follow. All that. Let's see here. Let me go back into some of these here. Okay, Martin Huss, the ghost tour with the Ghost of Edgar Allan Poe also involved creating and transferring chi balls, H.P. Lovecraft, and the dudes from Taps. I don't know. I'm getting old. I don't understand millennial talk. How do you feel? How do you feel about when little kids say they see a loved one and they are too young to understand what a ghost is? That's an interesting one there, John. I think that we forget as adults that children have very vivid and active imaginations. And they pick things up in places that even they're not aware of, and then it comes out as an original idea or thought. And then we go, oh my God, he's touched. He's blessed with a gift. And he's so wonderful, and he's got second sight and the sixth sense and The Village and other M. Night Shyamalama Ding Dong movies. And then because that is the other thing we want so badly to believe that our children are geniuses, little, something special about our kid. Other than the fact that his nose runs all the time and he can't eat chocolate cake without getting it on his cheek. But, oh, no, he's so special because he knows about great-grandma Eileen. And I think that they could just pick things up. And you don't think they're listening. We don't think the kids listen. They listen. We don't think they remember. They remember. Remember, their brains are the sponges, not ours. Ours are dried out sponges.
Correct.
The kids' brains are the sponges.
Dry sponge.
Yeah, mine's a very dry sponge. Mine's so dry, it's got that abrasive side on the back so you could get the food off your plate.
Yeah. Oh, no, that's your whole brain. It's just abrasive.
It's turning into a Brillo pad. It's on its way.
Yeah.
Let's see what else here. Okay, Martin Hustick, we got that. Will Thomas, imagine getting hit by a car, okay, because a ghost tour Oh, because of a ghost tour.
Oh.
Then becoming a ghost and having to explain what happened to General Rubin. Dude, who's General Rubin?
It's General Reynolds.
Oh,
He corrected- He corrected it. I saw that too, and I was like, "Oh, like a Reuben sandwich,
Yeah,
like
now I
roadkill."
Now I
was
kind of
like,
want to
"Oh, yeah."
get a Reuben.
I know, I'm a little hungry.
General Rubin. Well, that's what I'm afraid is going to happen to somebody. I mean, see, that's when the town is really going to crack down on it. As always, after someone gets killed and then has to explain General Reuben. Tall Jawa says, what about the photo your guest took on Little Round Top? I forget your guest's name. That was a pretty cool ghost picture, and he was a credible person who took it. You're talking about Craig Rupp. He had a picture of something. I can't remember what it was. Oh, it was a guy. Do you have it?
Look at the text that he just sent me.
Oh, that's a bit. Is he watching it?
Yes, he is.
Tell Matt to calm down.
That's Craig.
But this is
Craig.
Where's he been? I haven't seen him.
I just had ice cream with him.
Did you?
He
I haven't
just
seen anything posted in like
ignores
months.
me.
I,
He ignores me.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's right. By the Warren statue.
Yeah.
Craig, hold on. Craig, I might have it here, and I can show the audience. Audience, if you don't mind, bear with me as I search my Google Drive, because I do believe I have it on here, but I just don't know what it is.
In the meantime, how's Craig doing?
He's doing really well. He's coming to the little cigar party.
Oh, nice.
tomorrow.
Well,
Yeah.
please tell him his followers missed the pictures that he. I mean, literally every day he was posting these gorgeous pictures.
Yeah.
Ron. I haven't.
Oh, yeah. Why isn't he doing that anymore?
I have no idea. But yeah, my mom ran into him at a book signing, and then she was like, "Oh, well, my daughter follows you and blah 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 because I'm an actor, and he has some really amazing books that we would love to turn into movies." And so we started talking, and then all of a sudden, like, we're going to get an ice cream together and going to Culp's Hill, and
cool.
we're
Very
really good
neat.
friends. It's
Very
really
neat.
nice. Yeah.
Yeah. Craig and I were dragged out over the winter during a snowstorm by Bo Brinkman to shoot some footage for a movie. And
He showed me pictures from that.
with this ice in my beard.
Yeah.
And yeah. I still haven't recovered from the horror
We
of
can
that
tell.
day. That is something that haunts me in Gettysburg. Is that snowy day that we had to go out.
Like the end of The Shining.
Yeah, that's what I felt. Actually, I said that. I said I feel like Jack Nicholson at the end of The Shining. I was going crazy, and I had ice all in my beard, so it was terrible. All right, let's see what else here, Veronica. Oh, one more thing, ladies and gentlemen. You might have noticed the Cyclorama Ask a Gettysburg guide is out today with Sue Boardman, and people that have listened to it so far today love it. And I mean, you were here, weren't you, when we did that?
I was not. I went on the actual tour with.
Well, I was with you.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
I wasn't here for the interview. No,
oh, okay.
couldn't
Well,
make it.
she's great to listen to.
She is absolutely.
She did really great on the show. She's very funny but very informative, and you can tell that she's really into the Cyclorama and the history of it. And it is a fascinating history. And ladies and gentlemen, we're very lucky that we have the Cyclorama, because I mean, it there but for the grace of God go the Cyclorama. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, really though. I mean, we almost lost it many times, and thank God we didn't, because there were 4 of them. None of the other ones exist, which is terrible.
Pieces of some of the other
Pieces,
ones.
yes, but not all of them.
So anybody here see the Cyclorama before it was put into the new museum?
No.
It was a lot better, in my opinion.
You liked it better when it was just hanging on the wall?
Yeah.
Really? Why is that?
All right. Well, when it was in what's known as the oil barrel,
Right.
it was draped around this curvature.
Yeah.
Is that you got to see the whole thing as one piece, and they would point out different parts of it, and it was very sunny. It was very particularly during the day, and now it's like dark when you're in there, and just little pieces of it are lit up as they're telling the story.
But don't they turn all the lights up at the end?
Maybe.
I thought they did. I thought they did.
But I just sort of like being able to see the whole thing in a sunny, environment rather than just getting to see bits and pieces. Maybe they do show it at the end. I know that I went out and they have a replica, a small replica of it outside of the Cyclorama, so you can sort of see what you just saw.
Right.
Yeah.
The
but I kind of missed the old one.
See, I never saw it, but from what I hear, I mean, it was kind of dirty. Like a lot of naked people in it.
My understanding was it didn't have the weight on the bottom to give it the curvature.
So that's what I'm saying is,
yeah,
it was hanging flat against the wall. There was no.
Yeah, I understand it probably wasn't good for the painting itself.
Well, but it also wasn't in the way it was intended to be viewed. It was intended to be viewed on a what the hell is it called? I forgot the term now. Damn it.
I'm just gonna go with curvature.
Well,
I know. Yeah, it's
wasn't
like
a
supposed
curvature.
to be like
it wasn't a curvature.
Oh, it
no,
was?
but from top to bottom.
Oh, top to bottom.
Yeah, there are weights now because it comes out like at a. It actually comes closer to you as you're looking at it. At the top, there are weights in the bottom, and it somehow those weights.
Parabolic.
Thank you. Look at this
parabolic.
one.
Parabolic.
Yeah, parabolic.
Okay.
That one. You didn't even Google. I was watching you. You didn't even
No, I
Google
know.
that. I know.
I had
That's
the
impressive.
word.
It's impressive.
I listened to it today. I just had to remember her saying it. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, that's all. But I was just
thinking
saying
about the word.
The old display. My understanding was it wasn't taken into consideration that the
Right.
curve that needed to be.
Yes. They just hung it there, and so now it's curved. It's the way it's intended to be viewed, except for all the lights, because they didn't have electricity like that in the olden days, so they didn't have the spotlights and all that and the sound. So that's all new, but yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing.
You should go to an evening with the painting.
That's what I did.
With Sue Boardman, and I think you would develop a bigger appreciation for the way it is today.
All right. Since we gotten into the visitor center,
Yeah.
this is something I've been meaning to say the whole day.
Okay, well, let me just say, the following does not represent Addressing Gettysburg or Matt Calley. Go ahead.
Hold your breath.
Okay, I was recently at the visitor center.
Yes.
And just scouting out. And why do they have an enormous picture of Thomas Jefferson as you come into the gallery area?
Because he was a slave owner. And he wrote the
Why don't they have
Declaration.
George Washington there?
Well, he wrote the Declaration of Independence that has the hypocritical phrase, all men are created equal.
Well, they don't point that out. I mean, he
Well,
really had
it's-
nothing to do with the...
It's implied.
I mean, maybe they could have, like, Thaddeus Stevens, who had a lot to do
Well,
with the
Ross,
Civil
maybe
War.
you need to get talking to some people over there.
Well, actually, to tell you the truth, I have sent a letter to the superintendent suggesting that they include Thaddeus Stevens in the narrative because he suffered the largest civilian financial loss during the Gettysburg campaign when the Confederates burnt down his iron mill.
And and he was a congressman at the time, right?
Right. And he was loathed by the South so much that's why Jubal Early burnt his iron mill.
Yeah.
And he had to sort of beat a retreat from his iron mill to escape, Jubal Early hanging him.
Yeah.
And they ought to include him. They ought to include because they have a portion there about civilians in the Confederate Army. And this was an enormous part.
Yeah, I started reading that book that you that I bought from you the other day about him, and I mean, I didn't get very far, but I just
there
didn't
will
have
be a test.
Oh, well, I was, but it's a fascinating life. He's a fascinating guy, and people who are patrons over at patreon.com/AddressingGettysburg can hear us talking with Ross about it in detail.
So that's all I wanted to say. But I am kind of amused about Thomas Jefferson having this, like a wall-sized picture of him.
I haven't been in the gallery since before the pandemic, so I don't remember everything that was in there.
It's right as you walk into the gallery, this big picture of Thomas Jefferson.
Wow.
I go,
Yeah, I don't remember that. I don't know. I have to go back over there.
I haven't actually been through the museum recently either, to be honest.
Yeah, they might have changed some stuff since
Someone
I've been
just
there.
said the Seminary Museum has a great exhibit on Stevens.
oh, yeah,
Oh,
they did.
neat.
That's
I
good.
don't know if I knew that either.
Did you have something to do with that?
No. I liked it. Yeah.
Let's see. Go ahead, Carl.
Oh, I was gonna say I have the poster. I went on a tour for the Thaddeus Stevens Society a couple weeks ago, and I became a member. My whole family's member. I feel very great about it.
And we appreciate that.
Yeah, I thoroughly enjoy it. But the tour was great, and then you have a little like a little merch section. So I have the poster up on my wall now. It's like looking at the Empire State Building. It's great.
Matt Shapinski writes, where'd it go? I just lost it. Oh, I wonder why people never see ghosts of soldiers dying from dysentery. And I agree. Martin Huss says we should have every listener mail Matt books on Gettysburg ghosts. It's a great idea. I'll have stuff to give away. To the bonfire.
I'm gonna punch you.
Craig Rupp says, hi guys, great show. Hey Veronica. Show the damn photo, Matt. I couldn't find the photo. I'm sorry.
Do you want me to show it on my?
Yeah, see if that'll work. If not, you can maybe email it to me and then we could figure out. I mean, it would take a second.
Does that work?
Come here. Here, give it to me. I'll do it. Do it on this. All right, look, ladies. Let me go to the camera here, and we'll see if you can see it. It'll be very exciting. Okay. So, okay. So there, point.
So this is
General Warren.
And then this person right here was not there. And if you look, you can see through him. So you can see the rock. And according to Craig, that looks like a frock coat. According to Craig, the pavement makes your knees go up to the rock right there, and as you can see, it's at his waist.
And
so there's not supposed to be anybody in that picture.
Supposedly there was nobody standing there.
It's just General Warren, and then
that's a statue of General Warren.
Yeah. Well, so this is Warren.
Oh.
And then that is
somebody that was not there.
Somebody that was not there that you can see through, and that is not at the proper height for today's pavement.
I mean, I don't know.
That's a good answer. You can stop there.
You know what the big problem with these things?
What?
People lie.
Yeah.
Which is a big problem.
I'm not saying that he lied.
No.
Probably. I don't know. But it's
that's the thing is I don't see him as a liar.
No.
And I believe him when he told me the story of that picture. I just see he could he could truly believe that no one was there and there are no anomalies in that photograph and just not remember that someone was there, because I've done that. I've taken pictures of things and I go, I had no idea that was there. Like that wasn't even what I was focusing on.
Yeah, but you also can't remember our interaction.
That's true. That's a good point. But I was a photographer when I was younger, and I still had my memory.
I don't have my memory, so that doesn't mean anything.
And maybe I never did, actually, now that you think about it. I don't know.
No, people do lie, and it's very frustrating for people who do believe and who have spiritual experiences to hear this like outrageous. It's not good for anybody. It's not good for people who do believe or people who don't believe.
Yeah. Eric follows this Facebook page. I can't remember the name of it, but it's something about, it has to do with Gettysburg and ghosts.
Oh, God.
And he shares with me like screenshots of these conversations these people have and the pictures they post, claiming it's a ghost, and like how dead, like, serious they are, how they're so invested in this being an actual picture of a ghost. They're like, hey guys, I think I finally got one. Finally, like they've been waiting for so long, and it's clearly something that can easily be explained as an earthly thing, but they just don't want to believe it. And to see these back and forths that these people get into, I can't remember the name of it. Maybe if Eric's listening, he could put it in the comments, but
well, I was going to say, who are we to shit on something that makes somebody happy?
We're perfect, Pearl. We're perfect.
If that's what makes them happy, then good for them. As long as they're not trying to, like, force... Well,
but it doesn't make them happy because they're so desperate to have this thing.
So then let them have it.
Well,
but it's not real.
I've heard
Who
this.
says anything else is real?
I've heard this a lot, all the time. Like, particularly like people say, well, if people want to believe in God, why not? But then
Right.
I listened. This is kind of a bizarre taste of mine. I watch Pat Robertson every morning, and he's sitting there talking about, oh, God told me Trump's going to be elected.
Right.
Yeah.
God told me Trump's going to come back and save us.
And therefore, he stole the election.
Yeah.
So because God.
Oh, clever. That's clever.
Yeah.
Wow, Pat Robertson.
Oh, he didn't say it exactly, but he was really big on saying God was down on Trump. You know, that he was going to. God was behind Trump to get elected, according to Pat Robertson.
The first time?
No, this time.
This time. The first time he didn't like him, right?
I don't know. I wasn't watching him then. But
it's an acquired taste. Is that what you're saying? It's a recently acquired taste.
You know, I mean, it's in fact he sort of had
major life change happening.
It's funny. He has this like Q&A session a lot of times. You know, questions for Pat Robertson and honest answers. And one person was saying, "Well, you know, we have people that I know say they believe it." They talk to God. Are they crazy? And Pat Roberts says, "Well, I talk to God all the time. You know, I'm not crazy." You know, and so that's the problem. That's the problem.
I used to talk to my dog, which is God spelled backwards.
Yeah. Well, you and Son of Sam.
That's right. No, that dog talked back to him.
I mean, listen, I think that it's an abuse. It's an abuse of religion. It's abuse of spirituality, and it's mingling things that should not be mingled.
Who?
Right?
Pat Robertson?
Pat Robertson and people who like I wouldn't want Pat Robertson to be like, well, God told me this, so you have to do it, which is seeming like what he's doing.
It's
is
like
like, oh well,
witch trials. It's like weird stuff like that.
Yeah, that's another
It's like
problem
going back
with
to that.
witch trials.
Yeah, exactly. And so like I don't care if you guys believe in spirits at all. I'm telling you my opinion, right? And like as long as I'm not trying to force it on you and you're not trying to force it on me, then that's fine. But it's a problem whenever people are lying about it and then trying to force stuff on you.
I know. Eric wants to remind me to let you guys know that the online store at addressinggettysburg.com is now finally up and running properly.
Woo.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people were like, oh, no, we can't get your T-shirts, we can't get your other things. And that's because there was when we flipped over the new website, there was a little glitch connecting to the store. I don't know how it all works. This is why I have somebody else do it. But apparently everything is all set now. So all the orders, because you ordered something off of it, and like a month later, you're like, I haven't even gotten your package is shipped. And then we looked into it and found out because it wasn't getting over to the T-shirt people, there was a problem linking the two things. So anyway, that is now all set and ready to go. You can go and get some merch over there, and of course that helps us naturally, but also it helps us when you're walking around on the beach this summer with your Addressing Gettysburg bikini. Okay, or your guys. I got an Addressing Gettysburg Borat mankini. Not for me, for any of the guys.
It's your merch. I mean, really.
Well, that's true.
I
I'll
think
have
we
to
deserve
model it
promo
for
pins.
you.
Yeah.
Can you imagine that? The sight of that made me gag in my mind. But yes, you can go ahead and get all that stuff. We'll have more information on that later. But you just go to addressinggettysburg.com. You look for AG Sutlery, and you can find our stuff there. Mike Stretch designed the website and a lot of the designs that you see on the T-shirts. They're a lot better than they used to be because now I'm not doing them anymore. Mike is, and Mike actually knows what he's doing, whereas I just kind of winged it and made stuff. And he made the logo back here. And
I will say that comes out really nice on a dark colored T-shirt. Or like a sweater. I actually got a couple hoodies and like a maroon or a navy. Believe it or not, that really pops.
Yes.
And it looks really, really nice.
Yes.
Yeah.
So do that. Otherwise, I think...
Have you heard?
Hey. Have you heard? Well, Veronica Brestensky is going to let you hear it. That didn't make any sense.
We got to work on that.
Yeah.
Not now.
Oh.
Run it again.
What about this one? Does it ever end? No, that's not a good one. I'm going to take that one off. It's time for the news. No. I do like the... Yeah, that's kind of... Maybe we go... how would we say it? Like... The Addressing Gettysburg Drive Time News Break coming at... Now, see, I don't know.
Yeah,
All right, just go back to the original.
Have you heard?
Hey, everybody. Have you heard what's going on in Gettysburg? Well, Veronica's got the answer.
Me? Is it me? Now? Oh, okay.
Now?
Now?
Is it me now? Yes.
So just a little bit of news. Today, actually, there was a fairly big scrapyard fire in Strabane Township.
Yes, that was very exciting.
Very exciting. Around 8:45 this morning, fire crews were called, and actually it got so bad in the area that the fire chief here in Gettysburg recommended that people within a 5-mile radius actually close their windows and stay inside, keep the pets inside. I think they weren't really sure exactly what was going to be in the
Sure.
fumes and things like
Sure.
that.
I mean, it was a big black plume of smoke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think it's under control. I don't see anything. It looks nice and bright out there now, so we're good.
But there's this weird film on my tongue.
Is it?
Yeah.
It's because you kept the window open. See, you should
Yeah.
listen to the authorities.
I was driving in that area with my windows open.
No, that's from the spirit.
Oh,
Right?
it's a spirit on my tongue. All right, what else you got there?
So a little bit of sad news.
Oh,
I feel like I
jeez.
always drop some sad
Why
news
do you have
into
to do
these
because
it's
next time start with the sad news.
well, this honestly, because we were here on Friday last, there's not too much news to go over, but there was an interesting article in the Times. I think it was actually yesterday. No, I'm sorry, it was in today's paper. So the Cashtown Ladies Auxiliary for the fire department, after 70 years, is disbanding. Over their 70-year, So it's interesting. So
What does that mean?
Well,
I mean, I know what disbanding means, but what is it? The Ladies Auxiliary?
Ladies Auxiliary. So, if you go back to 1951 when it was created, women weren't really firemen.
Sure,
They weren't even
they were
firewomen. Right?
Oh,
They
that's right.
basically did a social organization to help raise funds and even some social outreach. Like when there were fires, they would provide food for people and
Sure.
do things like that, host the bingos. So over their 70-year existence, they donated almost $215,000 cash directly to the Cashtown Fire Department.
Nice.
In addition to the, painting and the food that they donated and all the kind of non-monetary things they did
The
to help
goodwill.
support. Yeah, right. So a couple of the women were interviewed and basically said, times are changing, and where Cashtown, a natural place to kind of gather, would have been the fire department and just kind of hang out, BS, see what's going on.
But
That
people
just
don't
doesn't-
gather
Yeah,
anymore.
they don't really gather like
You don't
that.
even know your neighbors anymore.
Right. And interesting, I never thought about this, but interestingly enough, what one of the women was quoted as saying is basically women that are involved now
Our firemen.
are
Yeah.
actually volunteering
You're right.
to fight the fires. They're not.
So I don't
sitting
think it's
around and
sad that there's no auxiliary. I think it's
but
good. It
I think
shows
they
that
preserved the history. They had a bunch of scrapbooks from different, holiday parties,
yeah, that
and the
will.
people that served and volunteered and things like
well,
that.
you know
So
what
that's-
else ruins that is that digital stuff and Facebook, and like that's your scrapbook now.
Right.
Is
right.
Facebook.
I have a word correction.
Uh-oh.
They are not firemen.
Okay.
They are firefighters.
Firefighters, yes.
And just to be firemen shovel the coal into locomotives.
Oh,
I never knew that.
Okay.
Thank you.
There you go.
Firefighters.
There you go.
I thought you were being politically correct about the gender.
No, I'm not.
Like,
It was not about
yeah.
political correctness. It's
Oh.
just
I brought a tomato sandwich.
He has too much fun with that board.
I feel like Eric should be back soon.
Kind of. Yeah.
Just guard the board.
The studio might not be standing by the time Eric gets here. It might be like,
No, but because he's correcting us on a tomato sandwich. I'm just
It's common. It's common.
yeah.
Very
No,
good.
but so yeah, that is a good point though. They're firefighters now.
Right,
is whatever,
firefighters,
because
yeah.
you can be anything you want to be and a firefighter.
Yeah, except for if you're in Fahrenheit 451 book, then you're a fireman because you burn books.
Burn the book.
Right,
Yeah, that's a good
right.
point. Okay. I hope I remember
So
that.
it's context.
yeah. But
I'm
another
sure these
interesting-
people aren't burning books, right?
No.
Okay.
Yeah. No. Another interesting
Not unless
point
the
from-
library catches on fire.
Yeah.
Burn
But they're
it.
not actively.
No,
yeah,
true.
okay.
They're not book burning.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
But didn't the auxiliary do other things besides keep the scrapbooks? I mean, they raised money, like you said.
Yeah.
Who's going to raise the money for those things now?
I'm not sure. I don't know. I mean, I'm not sure how they're fundraising.
But the article didn't go into that.
Did not go into
say, who's going to get the money? Where's the money going to come from?
Well, you know, it was
Whatever they
interesting.
bought
Just
from
in
them.
this last primary, one of the I don't think it was a constitutional amendment. It was just a referendum question about whether local nonprofit firemen, or maybe I have it backwards. Maybe the nonprofits that do get funding through grants and things, they were trying to open that up to the paid fire companies around or something. Remember, there was a yes or no question on this, so maybe there's some movement to get some more funds. I don't know. I know, you know, as residents in Cumberland Township, every year we get a little thing to sign up for the EMS and things like that. It's $70 a year or something to get, you know. So I don't know if there's a move towards incorporating that with firemen or not, but
firefighters.
Firemen, yeah, see, I already forgot. Firefighters, it's ingrained. But the article actually went on to say it's interesting that, you know, the ladies auxiliary is much like what they would have at a ladies auxiliary for like a VFW or you know something.
Nick, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but Nick Selner in here, he says. As a fire chief for the last 6 years until this past January, those members who do the fundraising and cooking and other auxiliary items are just as important as the people who fight the fires.
Oh, sure.
I'm sure.
Yeah,
Gotta
of course.
eat. Oh. Go ahead.
That was it.
Yeah, that's all.
It's back to you.
But the
back to you, Veronica.
If you could see the look.
Oh wait, that was the wrong.
No,
Never
yeah.
mind. Go ahead.
So this comment that you just got he was saying that he was bemoaning the fact that the auxiliaries.
I don't know. That's a good question. Yeah, maybe. I mean, he's saying they do just as an important job.
Yeah.
So I guess who's going to
Fundraising,
do that
looking at
job
the
now?
auxiliary- Right. I'm not sure. Apparently, this is a trend, though. The article went on to say that at one time, all of the local fire departments had an auxiliary. And amongst those, they would get together, the women would get together, typically women, would get together, you know, a couple times a year just to socialize amongst the actual auxiliaries. And right now, apparently in this area, the Biglerville Fire Company is the only one with an auxiliary left now that Cashtown's disbanded.
I wonder if it's just a generational thing. Like, you know, younger people aren't, we're not social like that.
Right.
I mean, we don't, you know.
And they were even saying, you know, Cashtown, for example, in this article, they were saying that it's changed. There's a lot of transient people that kind of come in, maybe rent an apartment, leave like 2 years later,
It's
whatever.
not
It's
a
just not a
community
community like it
anymore.
used to be, where the people knew each
Gettysburg's
other.
kind of
and
that way.
Yeah.
I mean, you know each other, but like we're all
Few people.
transient at some point, you know,
A lot
like
of
we all.
transplants, for
Yeah.
sure. For sure.
Oh, and you know, we leave eventually.
Right.
I'm never leaving again, but
No.
I'm done.
He says that now until we find out where his ghost pops up at.
Yeah, exactly.
Until I find out my house is haunted. I'm like, send me somewhere where people haven't died.
I'd love my house to be haunted, but I live on Stevens Street, so it could have been haunted by Stevens.
Right?
Yeah, I wouldn't mind if my house was haunted. At least I'd have somebody to talk to.
All right, so this isn't exactly news, but on to the good. Look at this one. I know. We're ignoring him in his puppy face. So some upcoming events. Eric actually mentioned this last time, but this coming weekend is the Brass Festival.
Yes.
So it starts on Friday from 6 to 11, and specifically there are 3 locations if you are in town and you want to get some free entertainment. The Gettysburg Brass are going to be outside the Dobbin House patio from 6 to 8. The Hot House Jazz are going to be in the southwest quadrant of the square from 7 to 9.
I'm singing for them.
Yeah, no, I thought you were actually with the next group, the Antebellum Marine Band, outside of Mr. G's around 8 o'clock.
I offered to do God Bless America with them, but they said
No.
you have to be a Marine. So the other band said, "Oh, we'll take you." And I said, "Do you know Jump, Jive, and Wail?" And they're like, "Do we?" And I'm like, "Then that's what we're gonna do." A woman is a woman, and a man ain't nothing but a male. You know,
Yeah.
it's good stuff.
And then how does it go?
Menachem
What?
And then keep going. How does it go?
A woman is repeat it twice. It's the blues, and then one good thing about him, he knows how to jive and wail.
Oh no, sing it.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
One good thing about him, he knows how to jive and wail. Oh, you gotta jump, jive, then you will. You know, everybody knows this song. Sing along.
Call in and sing along.
Yeah.
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 All right, go.
All right. So Saturday, it sounds like, and you can get more information on the Brass Festival website itself, but it sounds like on Saturday, most of the performers are actually going to be on the main stage right on Seminary Ridge. So all of that's free. Coming up the following weekend, there is a Juneteenth parade from noon to 1:30. It's going to basically start off at Plowman Cidery, go down Baltimore towards Breckenridge, then over to Washington, to High Street, to Franklin Street, and then over to Long Lane and end at the Rec Park where they're going to have a festival. That same weekend, this might be a last, unfortunately. The new rules with the Park Service are that there are not to be any kind of
Fun.
yeah, including races and things like that. So apparently this is going to be the last year that the YWCA's Spirit of Gettysburg 5K is going to be grandfathered in and allowed to run on the first days of field. That is also June 19th, 8 a.m. to noon. If you're planning a trip in the future, there is officially the July 4th celebration is going to be a go this year, 6 to 10 at the Rec Park with fireworks at 9:20. There is a thing this year called VIP.
Are we allowed? Wait, have we found out if we're allowed to observe from the national park?
I have not heard any exemptions
on the 4th
to
of
the
July,
half hour after sunset, which is not going to be 9:20.
to celebrate the independence of our country, a country of free people. To not be able to go on. What did I just say? To not be able to go on the land that we pay for. To watch celebratory fireworks to commemorate our liberty.
Freedom isn't free.
It would break my. Well, clearly, it's not even available around here. It would break my heart.
I think we could. I don't know. I don't know if there's going to be an exception that day. I've not heard anything.
There
I know
is
the
a
new
magic
rule is,
to standing or sitting at Pickett's Charge and watching the fireworks land on the rooftops of town.
And setting the town on fire.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, just a little throwback to the auxiliary thing. Nick Sellner says, you have no idea how nice it is when you have a fire at 2 a.m. and you have people who have hot food or drinks when you get back to the station. Unfortunately, auxiliary groups have slowly died off in the last probably 10 years. So that's what they would do. They would make food for them while they're out there. Oh, that's cool.
So look at this.
So how is he going to do that now?
I'm not sure. Nick, if you're still listening, how are you making up for the lack of fundraising that the auxiliaries used to? And I know the food and drink are important, but the actual fundraising.
Yeah, they stand at stoplights with a bucket.
The boot or whatever, yeah, sometimes.
A boot?
Yeah, that's not a liquid.
Oh, is they put it in a boot?
Fireman's boot.
I usually just speed past them.
I've never seen that.
No, I've never seen it either. Okay, go ahead, Veronica.
All
what
right.
else you got?
Again, if you're planning ahead, Bike Week is July 8th through the 11th.
That's when I'm going away.
So are you a motorcycle hater too?
I'm a noise hater.
Yeah, well, that's the same thing.
Which is weird because I like my music loud. I love a good loud fireworks show. Certain noises I like to be loud and obnoxious. But motorcycles drive me nuts. Can't stand them.
No, you can't. I mean, you can't even. A lot of the places that have outdoor seating and things right along, like Steinway or Baltimore or wherever. I mean, you can't even enjoy a meal that weekend because it just there's no. You can't talk. You can't do anything. It's just.
I know, it makes every place unenjoyable. It really does. Like, you can't go. Oh, and we were at Farnsworth the other night, and like 3 of them rode by together,
really
and
loud
every
for some
conversation just stopped at the same time to wait for them to go past. Like I was looking around, we're talking, I see other people talking, the brrr goes by, and everybody just goes.
You gotta wait.
They got to turn to wait for them to leave.
Yeah. And the thing is, the motorcycles could be quiet. I mean, cars are quiet. Yeah. We have the technologies. It's intentional.
Yeah, they make them that way.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I know. And listen,
take it out and shop.
Nobody's impressed by you with your Harley and your noise. Nobody's impressed. And it doesn't compensate for what you think it compensates for.
I was going to say something that I always shout, but it's not appropriate for the show. Down New York City streets, you there's no need to be revving.
I don't mind motorcycles. It's this particular type of person that really makes it so that his Harley is particularly loud.
Yeah.
It's not the bike.
And it doesn't have to be the bike,
It's
right?
the
Because
douche
there are
on
trucks
top of
like
it.
that around this area that let out the big smoke of
those
diesel
guys
just to kind of like
too.
go up and down and
Just a good old boy.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Yeah. It's all I can't stand that either. or the ones that make it sound like it's a little firecracker car. Like it goes, You know the like they do them on not Civics. Do they do them on Civics?
Yeah,
you know what I'm talking about?
But like they almost like make them into a lowrider kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's I don't like either one of them. I'm just getting old and crotchety is what it is.
The old crotchety show.
Yeah. I'm getting old. I don't like noise.
Grumpy old bastard.
Yeah, that's right.
You're
It's exactly
smoking
right.
it.
That's
It's
why I'm
actually
vaping.
named after him.
It is.
Yeah.
I can see his photo.
Well, they
on it.
use my face.
I was gonna say, yeah.
Use my face for it,
Yeah,
yeah.
it looks oddly familiar.
There it is. There I am.
Well, once Matt gets back
Stop
in town,
with your slip and slide, college kids.
Get off my lawn.
Yeah, get off my lawn. Stop with your Harleys. Trying to sleep.
Oh Lord.
It's 6 p.m. Why are you being so loud?
He's on a roll. Can't let him go.
Stop with your skateboards at 2 a.m.
That's the other thing that drives me nuts. The skateboards.
I've never
told me
seen
about
so many
that.
skateboards. I mean, Western Pennsylvania, the skateboard thing isn't a thing anymore, really. I
Yeah.
mean, unless you go to a skate park.
Here
it's
it
like-
is.
I know. Just the other day, we went on Cobb's Hill, and the kid was. At first, I thought he was on one of those electric,
Yeah.
I mean, he wasn't, because he was just kind of cruising for a little while, and then he was, pushing. I'm like, wow, the whole way down like Cobb's Hill by the entrance
That
by
must
the
be fun.
by the school.
That
I'm
must
like,
be
ooh,
fun, though.
A longboard. I don't know.
Go down Culp's Hill on a skateboard. But they come, I mean, all hours of the day and night, I just hear them outside my window going down the. It makes this really annoying noise. And I mean, I guess it's good that, that at least they're being athletic, not sitting
Some kind of activity. Sure.
playing Tony Hawk on PlayStation or something. Like they're actually going out and doing things, which I got to commend them for that. But don't do it on my fucking street. God.
I actually have an event if you're interested.
Yeah.
An event?
Yes.
Yeah, go ahead.
For the rest of the summer, if you come out to Caledonia State Park,
Oh, yeah.
to the blacksmith shop, which is right on Route 30, close to the intersection with 233, it is open from 2 to 4 every Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
And if you come this summer at that time, you will see a person reenacting Thaddeus Stevens.
Oh, who's that going to be?
So weird.
It's a change from previous years. In previous years, I would talk about Thaddeus Stevens, and so this year I thought I'd, do the whole thing and be Thaddeus Stevens.
Yeah.
During the open house or while we have the blacksmith shop open. And I'll be there complete with a wig, really terrible looking.
Oh, good.
So,
Well, yeah, because
And
his was
accurate.
pretty bad looking.
yeah,
right?
pretty bad. So I
Yeah.
have a pretty bad wig.
accurate.
And for people who want to see more action, they can come on Sunday from noon until 4 and see an actual blacksmith pounding stuff into shape.
Wow.
Man, if I was doing a different show, that sentence right there I would have had so much fun with.
I mean,
God.
motorcycles and blacksmiths.
Blacksmith pounding. Okay. Here's another thing here. What did I want to read you guys? All right. Well, so when does that start?
It will be this Saturday, and it will continue until Labor Day.
Gotcha.
Every Saturday.
2 to 4.
2 to 4.
Make sure if you're coming in, ladies and gentlemen, you check that out. It's a pretty cool place to go to. There's also really nice walking trails around
Sure.
there. and
Caledonia's
things-
a great
it's
park.
gorgeous. Beautiful
and
place.
maybe even the pool will be open.
Oh, yeah,
And
there's
they
a pool.
have the coldest water in the world.
Yeah, and there's what's the name of the reservoir up at the top of the mountain back there? If you continue up that road, okay.
I don't know.
Oh, thanks, Ross.
Sorry.
Good job. Thanks, Ross.
Send me-
Nice. It's a nice reservoir.
Yeah.
What were you gonna say, Pearl?
Yeah, send me pictures of that. I would love to. You should send out like a Thaddeus Stevens Society email with like a clip of you reenacting as Thaddeus
Oh, okay.
Stevens.
I'll try to
That'd
do
be
that.
cool.
Try to do that.
Yeah.
Christopher Elliott, the great comedic genius, Chris Elliott. He says motorcycles lost their cool once grandpas and grandmas started riding them. You know what I think, Chris Elliott?
Dan, Butterfield.
I think you got yourself. This might be your second Dan Butterfield. I think Chris Elliott got one before, didn't he?
I believe, yeah.
I think he did. So let's give Chris Elliott his choice here for his Dan Butterfield. Don't forget, we've got books. So tell me, first of all, Chris, do you want to see the books or the stickers? I don't want to go through all this. So tell me, do you want to see the stickers or the books? Because you're going to win one of them. when people say something, make a good point or something like that, they get a Dan Butterfield.
Dan, Butterfield.
And then we send them something for free.
Well, while we're waiting for
go
Chris's
ahead.
response, let me just finish these up real quick.
Yep,
So
yep.
the weekend after Bike Week is actually the National 19th Century Baseball Festival.
Oh, yeah.
Out on Pumping Station Road. So Saturday the 17th and Sunday the 18th. 12:30 to 8. There's a website if you want to just
check it out.
Sorry, I was reading. So Chris did respond here.
Oh, okay, go ahead.
All right.
I'll take care of that.
Also, there's an upcoming another one of the Bluegrass Festivals at Granite Hill Camping Resort. That's August 20th from 4 to 10. And then this one I was a little bit hesitant to add because I'm being selfish. But the Adams County Library is having their summer book sale again this year at the auction house at the Reading Auction House on Table Rock Road, July 28th, 29th, 30th, and 31st. So I kind of wanted to keep that to myself, but I'll share it with everybody. It's a book sale. I mean, I'm pretty excited about that. So that's it for right now, guys.
I've had to stop with the books.
Yeah.
I have to start getting rid of some.
Well, actually, believe it or not, because I can't remember what I buy and what I don't buy.
Yeah.
The 2 books that I did buy from you, Ross, on Saturday, I already bought them when we went to come to the
That
museum.
means I got them. Yeah. All right. Now I got to find more room for those. I got a whole bunch of coffee table books that I don't know why I have in the first place. I got to just get rid of. And, so if you want some coffee table books, maybe I'll just give them away.
Yeah.
Well, I had so many books when I moved up here to Gettysburg. I actually opened up a bookstore. So
that's
one
right.
way.
I think,
one way
yeah.
of getting.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, so Chris Elliott says it's his third, but save it for a first-time winner. Okay, that's very nice of you, Chris Elliott. And although Civil War Soldiers History says, psst, do the stickers, because he made the stickers. So let's just show off for him there. Ty DeWitt, 1863 designs. That's what we have here. It's very confusing, I think, for people, because we have Ty DeWitt doing these designs and all the movie-related designs and everything else. But then we have Mike Stretch, who did our logo and the T-shirt designs. But Ty DeWitt also does some of the T-shirt designs as well, and so on and so forth. But then I'm also saying, so go to our store and everything. But then I say on the commercial breaks during the show, Mike Stretch has a store, Heritage Depot. He sells T-shirts. And then coming up on the anniversary shows, TR Historical is sponsoring 2 of them. Yeah. So, 2 of them. And so it's very confusing for people. Just pay close attention to what we're saying. And then, okay.
Every store has their individual merchandise.
So this one says Getty's Nerd. Okay. This one is based on Longstreet in the movie. The heat reminds me of Mexico. This one here, a popular favorite among the ladies. Keep a clear eye. Pearl, you've got that hat, don't you?
I do.
That's right. And this is a breastplate that he made, and stuff. And then here's addressing Gettysburg, the AG logo. And here is My People Were Dutch. And this is the Addressing Gettysburg logo by Mike Stretch. And this is the Get Out of the Car Tour 2021 bumper sticker or sticker. And here's the Getty's Gal sticker as well. Anyway, but nobody wins those today because we only had one winner and he didn't want it. All right, what else do you have there, Angela? Oh, you know what I have? Just called you Angela.
I was wait a second. I just wanted to.
I wasn't even doing that.
I just went through the inventory of everybody sitting in front of you. And I was like, no Angela.
Is that like a nickname or something like that?
No, I don't know what.
This sounds like a good story. So
well,
Angela.
he's kind of old.
That's what it is. I'm just getting old.
I'm using the old man excuse all the time these days.
No, I want to know who Angela
I can't do
is.
that.
I know. I'm a little curious myself.
Oh, I have an old friend from college named Angela.
Sure. All right. So Griffin Grasso said he just a couple months ago got an 1863 design as a tattoo. So I'm curious, what'd you get?
Wow. Is it the one of my face that he did? That's an interesting one. Matt, have you already shared the story of the soldier featured in your logo? No, Dina, we have not. We have not yet. And we won't today. because I forgot to look it up. I mean, I basically know it, but I don't want to get it wrong. I have a Keep a Clear Eye sticker. Yes, Chris Elliott has a Keep a Clear Eye sticker, and he's been seeing great ever since. So I got a couple of listener emails. By the way, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to call in and talk, we have a little bit of time left. 717-420-1978, the greatest year ever. Okay, a couple of listener emails, just two of them. Hi, Matt. I've been listening to your podcast for about 18 months. I love them. You said in your Why Gettysburg podcast that you get depressed 10 miles out of town. I feel the same way when I check my phone and don't see a new episode. Don't ever think you don't make a difference, because you certainly do. You have brought me knowledge and entertainment. I would bet there are many people like me that you don't even realize are out there listening to and loving your show. I just wanted to say thanks for all you do. Steve in Utah. Steve, thank you very much. That's very nice of you to say. Very kind. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
So you got listeners all the way around the world.
Well, wait till you hear this one. Matt, love the new live show. I recently saw the one where you read the hate mail you got.
That's always the best.
Yeah.
I just want to say that I hope it doesn't make you want to stop. Way more of us love what you do, and way more of us love what you and the gang do than not. I look forward to all of the content you put out and really love the live show. Keep it up. Tell Valerie she is awesome. Tim from the UK. He's from the UK. Across the pond.
That's cool.
So those are just two new ones that came in since last week.
I'll tell you a little story. As you were saying, we had a table for the Thaddeus Stevens Society.
Yeah. And
sort of background, I did have a coffee house from 96 to 2004. So this guy comes up to the table on Saturday, and of course I'm asking everybody, "You want some information on Thaddeus Stevens?" So I asked this guy if he wants it. He said, "Oh no, I know everything about Thaddeus Stevens. I used to go to a coffee house where this guy would talk about it all the time."
That's awesome.
Oh my goodness.
That is funny. All right, let's see. I think I've hit everything on my agenda. How about you?
Yep.
All right. Very good. Pearl, where can we find you on stage and screen anytime soon?
God, well.
Wait, I'm sorry. Would you like to hear the hate mail?
Yeah, actually, I would love that. Thank you so much.
Hate mail. I'm
going to listen to that one after this.
Here we go.
Okay.
I'm really going to read it to you.
Oh, yeah. Thank you.
I pulled it up because I figured you might want to hear it.
Amazing. Yeah, you know.
I know what makes you happy.
You do. I really like to bully
People
you.
hating me makes you happy.
It does.
That's
why I came on here today.
Buckle up.
Thank you. Thank you, Ross.
I know,
Thank
I'm
you.
right in front of you. Don't worry. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
You don't need to imagine. Here I am.
I'm right here. You've been looking at me.
There is no time.
No, I'm kidding.
Quiet.
Okay, here we go. This is hate mail. Here we go. Ready? You guys suck. Please stop ruining history. You're not funny. You're assholes. How does Valerie put up with you? Stop, stop, stop. In a day and age of erasing history, you do it no good by making lame dad jokes and your stupid sound effects.
Quiet.
The Today Show segment was lame. People don't need to be friends in the history world. They need to just shut up and listen to the experts. I hate you guys. Carrie.
Did you write that?
No, that was Carrie.
Carrie.
Oh.
Is that like a man or a woman?
I believe it's a male.
Oh.
Pretty sure it's a male. Yeah.
He probably hates his name. That's his problem.
That's probably probably hates his name and the fact he lives in his mommy's basement. Do you want to would you like to try a dramatic interpretation of this your own, because you're an actress? Would you like to read it and do it your own way?
Oh God, do you have another hate mail that I can read for you?
No, I don't.
I mean,
give
come
it
on,
time.
you're doing something wrong.
Give it time.
That's the only hate mail you have?
Yeah.
That's the most recent.
Oh God, am I
Here,
doing this?
give it a try. You want me to make that bigger? Can you?
No, I got it.
Yeah, well, here. Just let me make it a little bigger for you there.
Okay.
Because it's not going to go all the way over to you, so you're
Okay.
going to have
Sign
to.
John
Well,
Byrne.
you've got a headset on, so you can move anywhere.
I do, yeah. Can you hit
Okay.
the quiet again for me,
Okay.
please?
Quiet. I want to ask you a bunch of questions.
Oh no. Sorry. Okay, here we go.
Okay.
Oh, wait. You're number 4. So, okay, go ahead.
Okay. You guys suck. Please stop ruining history. You're not funny. You're assholes. How does Valerie put up with you? Stop. 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 In a day and age of erasing history, you do it no good by making lame dad jokes and your stupid sound effects. The Today Show segment was lame. People don't need to be friends in the history world. They just need to shut up and listen to the experts. I hate you guys. Carrie. Thank you.
Can I try?
Would you like to try?
Go.
All right, Ross.
Okay, let me just.
Can you? Why don't you?
I gotta get in
Yeah,
character.
let's switch. Okay.
Oh, is this a wait? Is this a
okay.
Thaddeus Stevens?
Okay.
Well, you want
Or
a
just-
Thaddeus Stevens?
I don't know.
No,
That's-
just do what you were gonna do.
Okay, yeah,
do
I'm
what you were
sorry, I'm
gonna
sorry.
do.
You guys suck. Please stop ruining history. You're not funny. You're assholes. How does Valerie put up with you? Stop! 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 In a day and age of erasing history, you do it no good by making lame dad jokes and your stupid sound effects. The Today Show segment was lame. People don't need to be friends in the history world. They need to just shut up and listen to experts. I hate you guys.
Yeah.
Good job.
Wow. Wow.
That
I'm
was,
so
Jesus.
I started crying.
Valerie Bertinelli, eat your heart out.
Oh my God.
Wow, that was great,
That was
Ross.
really
Thank you.
Yeah, that was
Thank you.
good.
Thank you. Thank you.
Oh man! All right,
Oh,
we're gonna end on a high note there. We can't top that
Oh my
one.
goodness.
Whew. Okay, very well. Let's see. Well, let me see what somebody said here. Chris Elliott says, "Wow, he's talking to you."
Thank
I
you.
think.
Yeah. Well, I'm gender fluid, so you
Yeah.
could have said
He said, "Wow, she Karen'd the hell out of that one."
it. Thank you.
And then somebody's a bunch of tallow-faced sissies. There is no time. I don't know. Okay, outstanding. Dave Boussier says outstanding. Kevin Baginski says lovely. I think he's referring to this one.
Lovely.
And that's about it. There, we got a lot of smiley faces and laughing faces during that whole thing. Incredible. Wish this was going on when I stopped by yesterday. You're always a day late and a dollar short, Joe. Oh boy. Wow, that was good. That was good stuff. You got to come back again, Ross. Next time we get hate mail, I'm gonna have.
Okay, sure. I'll be your hate
He can be the hate mail corner. Yeah.
We'll just put you in the corner. I'll just have it printed out, and I'll be like, and now, ladies and gentlemen, the hate. No, we'll do something like
Ross Hetrick with hate mail.
Yes. Something. And now it's time for hate mail with Ross Hetrick. How much hate we got over there, Ross?
I like that. That was
Yeah.
a good use of it.
Yeah. The hate mail. Okay, so number 5 is hate mail. Number 4 I have to get rid of. Number 3, I think that's Veronica's. What's number 2? It's time for hate mail with Ross Hetrick. Hey Ross, how much hate have we got going on over there today?
Lots and lots.
Well, let's get to it then. Then he does his dramatic interpretation. It's time for hate mail. WABC. Okay. All right. Enough. Stop. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, as you all know, the saddest part of the day is when we end the show. But we must end it because that air conditioning is blowing on me and it's freezing.
It's very cold.
I've been like, I don't know how yours is
We've got goosebumps and everything over here. So we're going to get going. And I got to come up with a better end theme because,
That's pretty appropriate.
Well, it is pretty appropriate, actually.
The circus that is this show.
But it's Cam's song, though.
That's
when
true.
Cam tells
Yeah.
a story,
Yeah.
it's his song. But anyway, Pearl, thanks for coming in.
Thank you for having me.
By the
It's
way,
been, fun.
love the hair.
Thank you.
It's a new
I
style.
got a cut. Thank you so
I
much.
like it.
Appreciate
It's
it.
very.
Did you get a cut while you were here? It didn't look like that on Saturday, did it?
Well, it was greasy and I had it up. But I appreciate
I was going to
it.
ask where you got the haircut. That's
Actually
I
in
was like,
Gettysburg.
Did you?
Yeah,
Oh, cool.
yeah.
Okay.
Grace Kelly. It's really good.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I know exactly.
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
I
cool.
know.
Grace Kelly,
Kelly.
would not style the Thaddeus Stevens wig I have. They said they can't style that. So.
And then Ross, thank you for coming. Your hair also looks great.
It looked great the whole time.
I spent a lot of time on it.
And thank all you guys for listening. Thanks for your comments, all that other jazz. I hope you have yourselves a merry little Christmas, and we will talk to you guys next time. Till then, Friday. We're gonna do another one Friday, right? Yes. What? Do you have a?
No, I'm teasing. Yes.
Okay, Friday. We'll be doing another one on Friday.
She's leaving.
Having
I
second
don't know.
thoughts.
I don't blame you.
She can't put up with you anymore. I mean, really.
I know. I was having second thoughts last month, but All right, everybody. We'll talk to you later.
See you guys.
Cool.
If you could see the look on my face, you would know that I hate it. I brought a tomato sandwich. I'm actually a sober gay American. 1877 cars for kids. 1877 cars for kids.